Hey guys, welcome to J Plays. I am Iceman. This is my latest devblog for my work on Nanatama Chronicle of Dungeon Maker, or as I like to call it, Dungeon Maker 3 for the Sony PSP. This is devblog number 23, and as of this point in time, I've just finally finished all translation work on everything I've been able to encounter until the end of the 5th floor, I think it's the 5th floor. It's either the 5th floor or 6th floor. We'll see it in a sec. It might actually be 6th floor. Yeah, 6th floor. 6th floor. So this marks a 60% completion mark if one was to go about a normal playthrough of the game, where you'd play through the first 10 floors of the game. Now I'm totally assuming this based on one bit I came across in translation of this one, where there's a key conversation choice that you will get, where it asks you, is this, is your time nearly finished? Or, you can say yes it is, or no, it's long away, in which case you'd be going for the 20th floor stage. If I didn't mention in the previous devblog, I think I did, but if I didn't, I'm going to first complete every bit of translation up to the 10th floor, so standard game completion point, and then I will reload my save and play back to where I'm up to, and then continue on from there and get the last 10 floors of this done. But yeah, so we're already, 7 months into development? I can't believe it's been 7 months. That's unbelievable. Man, this year's going fast. Anyway, so for the work that's been done, let me just look back at my notes. So the previous one played up to day number 42. I've now got up to the start of day number 48 done. So whilst that doesn't sound like very much, there's so much stopping and starting that goes on with this process of finding things, translating them, replaying, trying to do all combinations of different ways you can do a conversation to get the most bits of conversations to display. Get the get all the items that one can find in the dungeon, and I'll bet you when I'm showing you some gameplay in a little bit, I'll bet you something will drop that I haven't it's like a rare chance kind of thing. Always seems to happen when I'm recording. Doesn't happen when I'm testing. Anyways, I digress. So what's been done? All right. So there's quite a lot of conversations that happen with all the characters. We have. The main things that are done, for day number 43, there was a conversation with Elena, Frederick, new building materials of Bone Dump. Let me get that up. So Bone Dump is... right there. There's Bone Dump. Dark Room was the other one. Dark Room. That's this one. That's been translated. We have a new character that joins on the 6th floor. I think it's on the 6th floor. Yeah, we do. So if you see this particular character here, Burn, that character named Burn, that's a new orb character that joins the party. So the initial conversations with him, and then the conversations that happen back in the town once you have him, have all been done. New items on day number 43 that were translated was Dwarf Leather Armor, comes with Burn. Dwarf Orb, comes with Burn. Guardian Orb, that you find in the 6th floor. Light Axe, comes with Burn. And Vorpal Blade, which comes in the Ruins section. Towards the end of that day, 2 conversations with Elena, one with Frederick and Sophia. I think all of those related back to Burn. Those are all translated, and a new item of Guardian Gem Room, which is... that room. So that's been translated. So this is a new feature new room type feature that is in Nanatama specifically. This is a room that its actual the kind of the element that it projects outwards will vary based on the Guardian Day that you're on. So Guardian Day is... where's Rec? So Guardian Day corresponds to these things here. Yeah, so those ones there. So if you see the sun, that means the Guardian Day is sun, and the element day is fire. I've noted down what all the symbols mean in the FAQ that I've supplied with the game. I mean, with the translation that I'm doing. So if you ever want to know what those are, download the latest demo after this video and you can find information on that. You can also find information on that key choice that I spoke about before, and where that will lead. I'm assuming, I haven't got to those points, but what I'm assuming is going to happen in the game. Anyway, so that was day number 43. For day number 44, there was a conversation with Frederick, the Professor, and Sophia, because you get a new quest which relates to finding the Skull Dragon. Well, actually, sorry, not a quest, it's like a side quest. And you can do monster research into Skull Dragon. So Skull Dragon is... I think it's under Beast. Yep, there it is. Now, this just from the look of this thing, reminds me a hell of a lot of Castlevania. Like, there's an enemy that looks exactly like that in Castlevania. It wasn't called a Skull Dragon, it was called something else in that game. But yeah, as soon as I was looking at Castlevania, like, I think Super Castlevania had it, I think. Either Super Castlevania or it was Symphony of the Night. One of the two. Doesn't matter, not important. But yeah, just something that I remembered when I looked at it. So the text here has been translated over to English, so if you do encounter that after downloading the latest demo, you'll have that in English. Let me see. In the ruins, there was a new item, Iron Ring, that got translated. Then on the evening side of things, conversation with Frederick, a new building type of crypt, which is... crypt. That is here. So if you've played Dungeon Maker 1 or 2, that room type already existed in there. It's basically like a room with coffins on each side of it, and it vastly increases the chance of undead spawning when you have one of those present. Alright, that takes us into day 45. There was no new morning type content that needed to be translated. In the dungeon, the items of Aura Ring, Bone Ring, Crescent Knife, Old Boots, Priest's Robe, and Watercore were all translated. On the evening, like afternoon side of things, 2 conversations with Elena, 2 with Frederick, 1 with Sophia were translated, and a new quest which relates to Bad Monk. I've completed that where I'm up to in this, but Bad Monk is, or Evil Monk, actually it's what it should be called. It's actually Evil Monk. That's here. Defeat the Evil Monk, habitat level 6 in holy areas of luxury. Basically translates to bedrooms that character will appear in. As long as there's like a holy influence in that surrounding area, then that should spawn. I'll note that the spawn rates for quest monsters in this game compared to the previous ones is definitely higher. You'll get quest stuff appearing much more quicker than in the earlier games. But I will say combat is definitely a lot more difficult in this game compared to the previous ones. Like, once you get to level 6 is when the shit really hits the fan, I'll tell you. Much more difficult battles, you'll definitely need your orb characters. That is a high recommendation from me. Anyway, as I said, so that quest for the Bad Monk was translated. We had new monster research of Black Hawks. Black Hawks. That's this one. So that's Black Walk there. And Fallen Priest was the other one. That's this one. Fallen Priest. Which then takes us into day number 46. On day number 46 in the morning, one conversation with Frederick, a new dungeon hint, Sophia became available. That is for... That's for this one, Holy and Death. That's what that... Hol and DE. Again, space limitations. There's nothing I can do about it. If I ever get any help with implementing half-length fonts and stuff like that, then this is going to transform this translation big time. But until then, this is what I'm stuck with. You know, I'm a noob when it comes to the translations. I freely admit that. Hey, I may be a noob, but I've still got 60% of the game done. So, you know, that's so up yours. Just joking. Anyway, so the new stuff I translated on this day for items wise, there was a bedroom kit. That's what you need to get the evil monk to appear. So bedroom. That's this one, translated. Stone corridor kit, which is, if you played the previous 2 games, stone corridor kits are very common. That's a very common item that you're using to upgrade your dungeon up. Apparently, by placing those, you increase the chance of humanoids appearing. Didn't say that in the other games, but I did notice that that's what happened when you placed it. So at least in this game, it kind of tells you what placing things does. Let me see. So items-wise, once went into the dungeon, Black Boar Fur and Snow Devil Stones were translated. So both, Black Boar Fur is a armor reinforcement material that is these. They all add to, you know, like the armor abilities of shields and armor pieces. Not about armor pieces, but definitely shields. I haven't found any armor that took those slots. And Snow Devil Stone is a weapon. What is it? A root reinforcement material, I think. Yeah, a root material. Okay, so that was all for day 46. Day 47, nothing in the morning, but once in the dungeon, there was a translation of a conversation with Feel. I've got a funny feeling that might have related to the 7th floor, because I kind of delved into that just to see what was there, and got some initial text for that. So if you do, even with this, if you do go into the 7th floor, there is some of it translated, just not a lot of it, just the beginning of it. But everything related to the 6th floor that I've currently encountered is totally done. So if you download this demo, you're good to go for that. I mean, you may get the occasional rare item that I didn't get, but like the vast majority should be done. Anyway, items that were translated for this day on the dungeon. Cursed Ring, you get that from the Evil Monk. Monk's Ring. Oh no, you actually get the Monk's Ring from the Monk. Cursed Ring I just got from a chest. Round Shield. Wild Dog Fur, we're done. 1, 2, 3. 3 conversations of Elena once you return back to town. 1 with Frederick, and 2 with Sophia were translated. For the final day, so that's the day that I'm in right now. I've only done the morning section of it, just to finish off some stuff that started at, like, beginning of quests and things at the beginning, like at the end of the day before, like on day 47. So a conversation with Frederick was translated. That's his 59th. We've got a letter the player gets. If you manage to achieve the title achievement of finding 180 items, you get the title of this one, Item Collector. And you get the mushroom root as a result of that. So all those things are translated. New building types of stone figure gate kit. That is This one, translated, and the Swamp Road kit. So if you've played and both of these rooms, by the way, if you've played the other games, both of these are in at least the second game anyway. I think the first one as well. Where's road types? There we go. Swamp. There we go. Swamp Road. So you get these two. Okay, so that is all that's translated. I'll give you a sneak preview if you do play the latest demo of what you can experience. I'm just going to jump straight to going to the dungeon, and I'll show you the 6th floor. So this is, and by the way, you're seeing I'm currently in 7. I haven't really done much of it, so if you do go into 7, know that not much of it's done. But anyway, let's have a play through the 6th. I'll just show you the 6th. So this one represents quite a jump in difficulty. Much more harder battles, but I mean, if you've got... Yeah, if you've got some orb characters, you'll be fine. So that may seem a bit easy, but you start getting ones where they start throwing like heaps of skeletons and stuff at you. Here's the Black Orcs that were translated. I'm using, by the way, the Ice Bow, I think it's called. Ice Bow? Or Blizzard Bow, maybe. Blizzard Bow. So that's been translated too. If you're curious, if you want a Blizzard Bow, you just need a Water Core and Longbow, and then you can make it. You can get Guido to make it for you. So here's the dark rooms I was talking about. Ooh, shit. There's the Black Wild Boars. That's you need to defeat those for a quest, an earlier one, which in the translation it's down as BBM, which is black boar meat. I hate that I have to put it in such like abbreviated form, but there's like nothing I can do with the space limitations and things. But if we ever get the help doing those half-length fonts, you'll see a massive bump up in like detail stuff. Cool. We'll see if we get any bits where it throws a horde of skeletons at me. Normally I get at least a few cases of that happening on this floor. This is also the floor that you find Burn in. I'll show where you can get him in a sec. Alright, so if you want to get Burn in your party as a character you can use. That's this guy, by the way. And of course he gets a new skill that I haven't translated. But anyway. But I've translated the skills that he gets up until level 21. Yeah, and you want more rare items and stuff. So other than those items. But the vast majority of stuff is done. It's just so much testing is required in order to try and get every single drop to appear from every single enemy. Very time consuming. Time I don't have, so, you know. I'm more just playing through the game, kind of like a really slow playthrough. This is the bone room. So if you're looking to get the skull dragons, this is where that will appear. So what I've done with this level is made half of it dark guardian power for the undead stuff, and then wholly on the second half because it's required to get the evil monk to appear. Around this point, you have access to this recovery room. I think I translated that in the previous video. This is the Kobold leader. He was translated a while ago. He was back on the ice floor. And another item. Oh, that'll be right. There's that monk ring. This is the first Dungeon Maker game where I've been primarily playing as an archer. I've found it more effective, especially with the orb characters. Otherwise, if you go melee, then half the time your orb characters end up hitting you. just bumped up the volume a little bit. So it's in these type of rooms you need to get the evil monk to appear. They're bedrooms. Here's the Guardian gem rooms. Ones that change based on the element day. I think it's element day. It's not that. No, it changed based on the Guardian day, that's right. So you'll see as you go through the Guardian days, the actual color in this room will change. There's the black ball meat you need for that quest. This character you have to be careful around. This old character has a nasty habit of hitting you. He's one of the main reasons I always use bows and stuff these days. He's got me killed a couple of times. As you can see, things get a bit more hectic in this level, sometimes. Only got a bit of the level left to explore. This time hasn't been too bad. Normally I get massive packs of like 5 or 6 skeletons. Very difficult to take down when there's that many. But like 2 is fine. 1 or 2. Okay, just about got the level done. So as you can see, a lot of work's been done. Yes, there's, no matter how many times I test it, there's always something that drops that I hadn't, found before. But basically, the vast majority is done for these floors anyway. So you should be able to play with them, play around at ease. In our other event, when this video is finished recording, I'll record those 2 items that did drop that I don't have already translated. So if you do happen to encounter those, you won't see it in Japanese. Alright, so with that, I'm done with this. I'm gonna save so I've got a point where I can jump back to after this recording. Alright. Yeah, so that concludes this video for Devblog number... What are we up to? Number 23. So, as I said, the demo will be released very shortly, which has everything of the first 6 floors. Sorry. So if you play through that, you can enjoy that in English. If you do delve into the 7th, the very beginning of it is translated, but I haven't done anything after that. So if you do happen to make it up the elevator, like get the elements that you need to power the elevator, and you do go exploring up there, I haven't translated that yet, so that will be totally in Japanese. So word of warning. But if you were going to start a new playthrough now, oh my god, you've got heaps and heaps of content that will last you quite a long time. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this devlog. I'll see you guys in the next one. By the end of the next one, most likely it'll be the 7th floor is translated, and I'll have some stuff to showcase there. Alright guys, have a good one.